Hi, I'm Tim Belcher. Welcome back to the shop. I need to make some quick Christmas gifts. I'm going to engrave some mugs. I've got an idea about an irreverent 2020 logo or picture that I'm going to put on them. I'll walk you through how I make that and how I engrave these mugs. This is how I made it. I'll tell you something a little weird about me. I've always been fascinated with logos and logo design. To me, they're little pieces of art floating all around us. Some are amazing, some are terrible, some are complex, some are very simple. And that actually translates into something that I often watch on YouTube, channels dedicated to graphics artists designing or modifying their own or other people's logos. And to me, that's fascinating for a couple of reasons. You get to see their skill in graphics design, you get to see their creativity, all while they're approaching a very small project. And I say that because lately on the forums I've seen a lot of people make Christmas ornaments that say something like "Screw 2020," and they're cute and they're funny, but I'm not into birch plywood Christmas ornaments. I want to make some mugs, and about 5 months ago I saw this logo and it just struck all the right chords with me. So simple, brilliantly simple, very easy. I'm not going to steal this person's art, but I am going to take the concept and make my own. I'm going to do something that I just talked about, make it a little bit more complex and a little bit more mine. But I'm going to design something similar and put it on these mugs. First, we need to choose a font. I've got quite a selection and was looking for one that had some kind of a loopy look to it. I will adjust the kerning just to squeeze the letters together a bit, and then I can convert the whole thing to a shape so I can stretch and pull the points in that shape. I want to select just the points on the left side of the twos and stretch them down a bit, and already it's starting to look like a hand. Now I just need to stretch out that middle finger a bit. Now to me it needs a thumb, and I have an idea here, so I'm going to take that thumb and tilt it a little to the left, stretch and shape it, and then line it up with the bottom of the other shape. And with that looking good, I'm going to take both shapes and copy and paste them. Then I can grab the second set and expand the stroke on them. When I engrave this, I want the actual 2020 to remain in the paint. So I can take the original set and set it to white, and we have some sort of outline effect. Remember, the black is what gets engraved. Then I can find a complementary font and come up with some uplifting message. Stretch, shape, and align it, and that looks good. And then I can make some final adjustments and export just the selection as a transparent PNG. And that's not really necessary, but it helps me save out points of the graphic. I can then reopen that graphic and pull it into a canvas that is the correct dimensions of the mug. I measured this mug at something like 11.25 inches around, with a vertical spacing of about 3 inches. And each type of mug will vary a little. I did want 2 copies of this logo though, spaced equally front to back. And that's sort of simple as well. When I pasted that image into this canvas, I resized the vertical to be exactly 2.5 inches. That fits well within that 3-inch vertical spacing. The dimensions were locked, so the horizontal dimensions of the graphic changed as well. Now just take the length of the circumference and divide it by 2 to get half the mug, subtract the width of the graphic, and divide by 2 again. That gives you the X starting point for the graphic, which you can just manually assign. Then you can copy the graphic and add back in half the circumference for your next location, and this will space the 2 graphics perfectly for the engraving. Center both on the page, and you have a template for a front and back engraving design. Okay, let's engrave some mugs here. And this should have been fairly simple. I've actually used this brand of mugs before and have had very little trouble with them. I did not remember how I set these up specifically though, so I needed to figure out how to get them stable on the rotary. That's usually just trial and error on orientation and where you set the wheels, and then checking with the frame to see if the mug is stable, and that way's not going to work. While watching back this footage for this video, especially in fast forward, I can clearly see the mug, no matter which orientation I chose, had a little too much movement on the rotary. And when I went to engrave, the image was coming out squished. it looked like the entire template had been compressed on the horizontal axis to about 75%. I had seen this occasionally before and never figured out why this was happening. After some testing of my rotary settings and after wasting $9 whole of mugs on misprints, I had a good guess that the mug was slipping. How it was slipping or why it seemed to be slipping perfectly even, I still have no idea. To solve this, I simply weighted the mug down with a sock full of BBs. I'd seen this tip a while ago on Facebook forums, but I had never had to use them until now. Once the mug was stuffed, the image came out perfectly. Then it was full-on production mode. So this is just a tongue-in-cheek take on 2020. And I know that this year has had a terrible impact on millions of families. And I really think we're entering 2021 from a place with a lot more hope and a real chance to put this year behind us. I did want to take this chance to thank you for your support on this channel. We started this year at less than 400 subscribers and ended the year gaining over 2,000. We just reached the point where we could monetize the channel, and as a thank you, I'm going to donate the revenue that we make from this channel in 2021 to a deserving charity. Thank you all for your support. I ended up making about 15 mugs, tumblers, bottle holders, and thermoses for this year's Christmas gifts. To me, this is a very easy way to take something relatively inexpensive and customize it for gifts. Once you have the design and the setup correct, it doesn't take much time to batch out a dozen or more. And I didn't make all of them with this pithy statement. I made some nice Mandalorian designs with a little bit of Baby Yoda action, and I even made several custom designs for a few special people. And I hope you all had a safe and happy holiday season. And thanks for watching.